Andarki Namaskaram, welcome back to Vamsi Bhavani. In this video of Prompt Engineering Part 5, we will discuss about the next technique in prompt engineering. But before that, lot of you guys might be thinking about this, right? This series covers 10 videos and each video would be somewhere around 8 to 10 minutes long. That brings it to a max of 10 to 10, which is 100 minutes, which is less than 2 hours or just around 2 hours, if the duration varies. Now, would these 2 hours of content be sufficient for us to learn prompt engineering? My answer would be yes. I mean, you wouldn't be a PhD holder at the end of the series, but you'll have a pretty decent knowledge of prompt engineering. See, let's say learning full stack development, right? In case of full stack development, let's say you took a course on YouTube or some other platform, it was around 30 hours long. Does that mean after this 30 hours long, course, you would not spend a single minute of effort and time to learn something new? No, right? It's a lifelong learning. Similarly, these 2 hours will help you basically build that foundation for you to, build the next set of skills on prompt engineering. But to get started, right, if you are someone from absolute no prompt engineering, no AI background, these 2 hours is definitely sufficient. And let me tell you, I know a lot of guys in the industry who are selling prompt engineering courses. Some are selling 15 hours long course, 20 hours long course, but the learning outcomes would be similar to this. When it's a live course, you can do a lot of time waste. You can just roam around the same topic, just acting to explain some doubts, or there can be genuine doubts, you're trying to solve them, and the duration increases. It's just that, right? If you're really interested, after this 2 hours of content, as you saw, I am attaching the research papers also, right? Read them. Got it? And regularly apply these techniques in your interaction with chatgpt, Gemini, right? Do that. Awesome. So basically, this video is for our next technique, which is self consistency. Got it? Now, again, as you saw, COT came to solve the disadvantages from short prompting, right? Similarly, self consistency is trying to solve few disadvantages from COT. Now, what are they? Number one is, as I told you, model scale has to be high for COT. If that's not the case, SC would help. Second thing is, COT cannot solve issues or questions which are regarding common sense or symbolic reasoning, right? These questions cannot be handled even with COT. That is why we went into the next technique, which is self consistency. Now, in self consistency, like what did we do in COT? It was simple, right? We gave or we included logical steps while giving a question. We gave that to LLM. We gave it the question and it gave us the response, and this response was mostly the expected one. But as I told you, if this is not the expected one, that's when we go into self consistency. Now here it is similar, where you explain it the logical steps, then you ask question that is similar to, you ask the question, not give the question. So the arrow would be towards the LLM. Doesn't matter, but yeah. So you gave it a question. So in this case, you would actually sample the responses. You'll try to get multiple responses, and let's say this response gives you, answer as A. This gives you B. This gives you A. Now you see 2 times A and 1 time B. So out of A and B, A is more consistent. So you would actually take the response as A. That's what is self consistency. That's it. No, I mean, you have seen these quiz shows, right? Like Kaun Banega Karodpati, KVC, and all of that. So in quiz shows, if you watch them, there are lifelines, and these lifelines usually include something called as audience poll, right? So when there's a question, that question is asked to a gallery of audience, and each of them can choose an answer, and then there's a chart shown. For option A, this is the percentage. For option B, this, option C, and option D, right? And usually the one which was chosen by the majority is the right answer, right? It's the similar way. So you're asking LLM the same question in different ways, and the more consistent, or the answer or response which was given in the majority of times, is usually the right answer. That's the logic behind self consistency. Make sense? Great. Again, this particular technique was introduced by Google research brain team. Make sense? Would you like to see the paper? Let's do that. Let me zoom in a little bit. Self consistency improves chain of thought reasoning in language models. Again, it's from Google research brain team. Now this is again the abstract of the high level understanding of it. So in COT, it was prompt, language model, and the answer, the greedy decode, usually is right. But let's say if it is not, self consistency is simple. Again, you explain the short wise COT. So it's similar to the COT, but you are sampling a diverse set of reasoning paths, right? To marginalize out reasoning paths to aggregate final answers. So in path number 1, you got 18, path 2 26, path 3 again 18. So 18 being more consistent is the answer according to self consistency, and even by logic, that's the right answer. So it is working in that way. Got it? Make sense? Again, you can go through the paper, but to give you an understanding of how that sampling is done, there is sampling scheme. To sample diverse reasoning paths, we followed similar settings to those suggested in so and so paper. You can read that. For open text generation, in particular for so and so, we applied temperature sampling with t is equal to 0.5 and truncated at top k is equal to 40 tokens with highest probability. And for second, they applied t is equal to 0.7, k is equal to 40, and for GPT-3 we use 0.7 without top k truncation, right? So again, they have provided the results and everything. You can go through that. Make sense? So this is the paper, guys. This is a 24 pages long study research. Go through that. It would be helpful. Or what you could do is, complete watching the series, all the 10 videos, and then whichever technique seems interesting, read about that. Again, let me make one thing clear. Today, if you just go ahead and ask this question directly to ChatGPT, it will give you answer without even sampling a diverse set of reasoning paths. Why? Because there are advancements in the LLM every now and then. So they are trying to become more and more sophisticated. But then, is this technique useless? No. This would be helpful in more complex scenarios that LLM is still having trouble figuring out. Got it? Eventually, do you think prompt engineering would be required? Probably yes, but not to a bit of questions like this, right? We are not sure, we don't know, but I guess even internally, these LLMs, right, ChatGPT, Gemini, have their own auto prompting. So I personally feel that when you ask it a question, let's say ABC is the question, ABC is not what the model interprets. Probably there's one step before that. ABC is connected to ABCDEFGH, a more detailed prompt that is what is provided to the model, I guess. I feel that, but yeah. Okay, I hope this video was helpful, right? If you did like it, hit that like button, share it with your friends, and yeah, subscribe if you're new to the channel. Thank you very much. Jai Hind, Jai Bharat.